Hello, it's me, Nettie, and so today I wanted to come on here and I wanted to show you all my natural clay mask that I have, and I want you to see it because I want you to do something like this for your own morning fertility skincare routine, right? And it's not just a face mask, it's not just for beauty, right? This is also cleansing, right? As you might know, clay is actually a cleansing substance or material or mixture that extracts toxins out of your body, extracts impurities. It can help to kill a lot of microorganisms that feed on the inflammation, the mucus and so forth, or cause the inflammation and the mucus in your body, right? And as well, it can help to draw out impurities in the form of excitotoxins, or like hormones, so excess hormones and so forth. So by doing something like this, right, you can help to regulate your hormones. You can help to prevent putting in toxic hormones from things like makeup, right, which has a lot of impurities. The makeup industry is actually not regulated by the FDA, or at least when I was heavy into beauty and skincare, back when I used to sell shea butter, ever since I was like 16 years old, I was doing my research on skincare. Skincare is, the cosmetic industry is not regulated by the FDA. Not that it being regulated by the FDA would really mean much, but the fact that there's like no oversight. And the other thing is that the cosmetic industry uses a lot of chemicals that are byproducts of other things that are being made, for industrial purposes, for farm and human consumption. And these products that are being made, a lot of times when they are processing them, they create byproducts. So aluminum, for example, is a byproduct of the steel industry. Aluminum is not good for us to consume. It can, again, the heavy metals can accumulate in our body, which issues, right, with digestion, and kidney problems and so forth. So you don't want to be consuming these things, or you don't want an accumulation of these things in your organs. And nobody really talks about how these things affect our womb, or how these byproducts are being affected in our womb, but it's very real. And when you take something like makeup, like eyeliner, lipstick, toners, cleansers, foundation, whatever it is that you're using, and you apply this to your skin is going to absorb everything. It's going to eat everything. It's eating this face mask that I have on my face right now. Your skin is your largest organ, okay? Your skin is actually an organ, okay? And it's tissue. There are pores. It can be permeable. It can allow things to come in depending on your immune system, depending on whether you have cuts and scrapes. It can get directly into your bloodstream, right? The only thing that separates a pharmaceutical drug from cosmetic in your skin layers it can go. So how deep into the epidermis layers. So you have three skin layers, and if a substance or a product can go directly into your bloodstream, it would be considered a pharmaceutical or a drug. So you hear about like hormone replacement therapy, where they are rubbing the progesterone onto their arm in this area where there's higher absorbability, and then you have your vein right here. That would be considered like a pharmaceutical drug or something like that. Whereas putting lipstick on your skin might not necessarily be considered a drug. And you still kind of don't know, because once you start mixing chemicals, once you start mixing your toner with your cleanser, with You know, sometimes they have lip primer. This can create a situation where even your lips can become more permeable or more absorb. It can absorb the chemicals and the products you put on there. So when you do finally put that lipstick on, it can act as a drug in your system. And again, a drug is something that causes you to act, think, or behave differently, right? So just think about alcohol, right? But I just share all this to let you know that, you know, your skincare routine can be affecting your fertility, because especially if you are using something that definitely is not using organic products, is are contains, again, these byproducts are contains what is the thing I'm looking for? Plastics like phthalates, which are like microplastics, or BPA, bisphenol poly, I don't know, BPA. I can't remember right now because it's been a while since I studied again beauty, but I've done it, okay? Because I used to make soaps. I used to again sell shea butter ever since I was about 16, and I did that for several years with several different people and companies. And you know, it was very cool because you know, you didn't need anything. All I used was shea butter and black soap, and I had amazing skin. I've had amazing skin up until 2 years ago, when I really kind of just stopped using everything because, you know, I was really just busy doing other things. So I noticed a decline in my skin very quickly. Like, so it really woke me up to realizing the necessity of having a skincare routine, and not just a skincare routine, any type of routine, whether it is diet, health, whether it is something that you are newly trying to practice, trying to research. You need a routine. So with my clay mask here, really interesting story. I want to tell you about this because I actually discovered the source of this clay mask not too far from me, and I've been able to harvest some of it, you know, myself. So this is some of the clay I basically have gotten directly from the earth, right, near a waterfall, okay? And basically I was just going like this. My daughter came up with this way of just using this brush, which I think was really, because I would have, for me to use my hand, I probably would have just not done it yet, because I need my hands for so many things that I have to wash this clay off. I probably wasn't going to do that, right? But when she came up with this brush idea, it really made things a lot easier, because I could just like put it exactly where I want it. I doesn't have to get in my hair, right? But again, what this is going to do is going to extract any your face actually feeling as to, you know, where you may need to cleanse or where you have build up body. So for example, I get a lot of pimples, or I've recently, since the last maybe 6 months to 9 months, I've been getting, they're not even really pimples, but I've been getting sort of like whiteheads or something, definitely, right? And I also got one right here, and so it's not herpes, it's because they come up and then I can feel the white out, and then like I'll like scrape it off or something, and then it'll just keep trying to come out. And then it's not like a pimple where, you know, somebody can tell you, oh, don't squeeze your pimple because it's going to make a scar on your face. It's not like that, because it keeps trying to come out, and I keep rubbing it. Every time it almost sort of, it doesn't really scab over, but for one, it tries to come out, and then eventually it does scab over, and it's like I want to pick it, right? But it's like I can tell the difference in the texture, because if it's a pimple, the scab is going to feel differently. But this is kind of like such a light thing, and it makes me want to pick it. So I know that this is hormones, because in this area, this is your liver, this represents your liver, and this represents your hormones. So like right under your lip represents your liver, and then right here represents your hormones. And another reason why I know, again, it's my liver and my hormones is because recently too, I've been getting is again similar. It's not pimples, and it's not even like what happens down here. These are just like they just sort of become raised, sort of, I guess I want to say bumps, right? But they don't have any opening or anything, and they raise. So I know that it's my liver, because right here represents your liver as well. So I'm telling you all that, okay, you need to cleanse your liver if you're trying to increase your fertility. And a lot of people are asking me, okay, well, what can I do to cleanse my liver, or what type of cleanse do you suggest? And wanting me to be really, really specific in the comments. And it's like, it's really hard to tell you exactly what type of cleanse that you specifically need to do without, one, me speaking to you first, without, two, you understanding what is required of you to act. Not like, okay, you just go to the store and you can just buy a bottle and drink the bottle and then everything is. What type of cleanse that you need to have some time set aside. You need to understand the severity of the type of fertility issue that you are trying to do a cleanse for, how long that is going to be going to take from you, how long it's going to require you to do a cleanse. Cleanses are not overnight. These bottles are not cheap. This is just olive oil bottle, but these cleanses are not cheap. A 4-ounce bottle can run you $60 again, because these are potent cleanses. They're that are intended to help to cleanse your organ internally, and in order to do that, it has to be digestive system and still make it to the organ. It has to have an affinity with that organ, so that way it's not the hormones or the chemicals and the molecules are not trying to go to your lungs, and they're not trying to go to your scalp to make your hair longer. It has to be something that sort of has an affinity for that organ that you're trying to cleanse. Like a lot of herbs have an affinity for the womb. Some herbs have an affinity for the ovaries, and that just means that they are they gravitate to that organ or that area, right? So, I can't just tell you in a Instagram post what herb to use, or the cleanse, or give you a specific. Even just the word cleanse is very multifaceted. Again, you have kidney cleanse, liver cleanse, organ cleanse. You can cleanse your spleen. You can cleanse several different types of cleanses you can do. But when you are increasing your fertility, you don't necessarily need to do a total body cleanse. You definitely do want to focus on your liver and your right. And so I like to, my take on increasing fertility naturally is to make it fun, is to make it feminine, is to make it something that is enjoyable. Because one of the things with fertility and struggling with fertility is that it can become very stressful. A lot of women, you're stressed out, you're probably stressed out, so the last thing you're trying to think of is how to do something that's going to make you more stressed out. I'm not about that. I'm about your lifestyle. I'm about, again, it being fun and feminine, and it being something that you really can just seamlessly include into your lifestyle without adding more stress. Whatever you're doing should really be decreasing the stress, period. And I've noticed that the things that are making people infertile are the things, right? And they have nothing, again, to do with femininity, and it is really sort of just this toxic sort of white society or white supremacy, or just like, I don't know what else to call it, because it's just a culture. It's just this Western white culture that people are trying to build and live up to and chase, and it strips you of not only your fertility, it strips you of your culture, it strips you of, again, your identity. You're trying to be more like a man, you're trying to do more, and you're not doing it in a way that fills you. You're doing it in a way that sort of makes you appear to others as though you have everything together, when really you're hurting and you're crying and you're sad, and your body is doing the opposite, because you're trying to basically live up to a standard that, for one, isn't created for us. Even if you attain these things, you're sort of not going to be accepted in a certain way. And then even once you attain those things, your body is going to be so depleted and so stressed out, because you've been working nonstop, you've been doing too much, and you have not been sort of replenishing yourself and giving back into yourself and acknowledging really who you are as a woman, right? So doing things like, this, and just chilling, with a face mask that you extracted from the earth, which brings you back again in touch with the earth, in touch with nature, reconnects you to your ancestry, right? Reconnects you to your African divinity, because now you are living just like your ancient ancestor would, but you're here. You didn't necessarily have to go all the way to Africa to do these things, right? But we've seen when you've seen pictures like this, it has elicited these negative stereotypes in your mind, when really the Africans, our ancestors, the people that they show us in national, whoever, they weren't doing nothing but some self-care. Talk to me. I know, because my son, he has a face mask on too, and he just walked by, and he looked. In any other situation and circumstance, that would be a negative image, right? Because we've been given these negative imageries. So all I'm saying is really sort of, get back, include a self-care routine that is natural into your practice. Watch your fertility increase, because you'll be doing natural things. You're not going to be putting things that are under your skin that are going to travel into your ovaries or travel into your intestines and cause stagnation and cause blockage and cause buildup. What do you think these heavy chemicals, petroleums, toxins in your body? So what I'm going to do afterwards, I'm going to wash this off, and I'm going to put some natural olive oil into my skin, one from like the regular grocery store, right? But you can get a more expensive one. You can get something that again is more luxurious. You can put some essential oils, just as long as it's natural. I'm also probably going to use this soap, which I guess I've kind of been cherishing because I haven't used it yet. But this is from Shazika, from Love and Touch. I think I got her name right this time, because I've been saying Love and Midwife all along, but it's at Love and Touch. This yoni steam, when I was on the radio show with her, so also the website is loveandtouch.com, so you can go and check her out there. So using natural soap to wash your face, something that's not going to be made with perfumes and all of that, right? So and then you don't gotta worry about which most people aren't really worried about because they don't know. But for those that do know, and I will hope that once you know, you want to do better, right? So then you don't have to worry about whether this thing is affecting your fertility in a negative way, because it's more natural. Your body can easier regulate naturally things that are synthetically made in a lab, such as fragrances, and again, these chemicals that are used in a lot of these products, right? You don't got to worry about it. In my videos, I like to show that I have, or my children have discovered in nature around here, because as you know, I am, I guess you can say, off the grid for the most part, right? And so we do a lot of going out in the forest and so forth, and in the woods and in the wild. You've probably seen me harvesting some natural flowers. I've spoken about a lot of the herbs that I've harvested naturally, which is really the best way to get your herbs, because these seeds are planted divinely, in areas where they're going to extract. You don't have to worry about, was the soil these things were grown in good, because the whole farming idea is just whatever. I don't go for that. I try to go for the most natural, organic as possible, right? And so these are just some black stones that my daughter has found, and they're like shiny stone. They almost look like, I don't know, lava stones or something. right? Ooh. So just wanted to show you that because it's rare, very rare that you can find really nice looking black. They're called. If you know what they are, let me know. I am in Georgia, and again, I usually get these like white crystals, but today we found some of these, and I think we found them before, but not this many and not this big at all. So the other thing I want to let you know is that again, I still am giving my free yoni steam checklist away, right? And if you want to know how to yoni steam, which again is also going to help to cleanse the body, people have been asking me about cleanses, and that's one of the ways to cleanse your womb specifically, is to again do a yoni steam, so these herbs can again go directly to the womb. Again, a lot of these herbs, they have an affinity for the womb, and although it's okay to drink your teas and take your herbs as supplements, in turn sort of absorb and eat away and neutralize and metabolize some of the benefits and the properties of these herbs. Whereas if you yoni steam, the properties from the herbs, such as oils, yes, there are essential oils that are in the herbs, they carry again the chemical that is going to trigger your hormones to be stimulated, to be released or suppressed as needed by your body, because your body again is very intuitive and knows what to do with the natural substances that you provide it with. Whereas if you just bombard it with synthetic hormones and synthetic drugs, you overstimulate, or you sort of suppress your body. It knows what to do. Okay, and that's why in my yoni steams I just use organic herbs and so forth. So, and check out yoni steam for fertility. Okay, you get a checklist, you get a calendar, and basically I tell you how to yoni steam step by step. And then if you want to know how to also get your own yoni steams from me as well, you can same link in the bio and it'll tell you how. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that maybe you have somewhere near you this clay, and you can do something like this. So include something like this into your morning routine. Okay, it really doesn't take much time. This took me 5 minutes, and that was 5 minutes of not me rushing and stressing and wondering, okay, is this is taking too much time. It was just me pouring into myself, giving to myself, and just relaxing. Like it wasn't something stressful. It shouldn't be something stressful. It shouldn't be like, oh, I gotta go to work. No, this should be something that you do again to embrace yourself, enrich yourself, and again, very distressing. Okay, helping to again regulate your hormones, make sure that there's nothing going on and you're not putting excessive chemicals on your skin. Some of these clay masks that you buy in the skin, they have all sorts of what do you call these things, to preserve it. They have preservatives and so forth, that just things you don't know because you didn't make it yourself, you didn't get it from the earth yourself, right? But when you do something like this, what's going in your body. It's not necessarily going to affect your fertility in any negative way. Right, so I really enjoy it. Why don't we just, I'll probably wipe it off and see if you can see what goes on, because I want to definitely show you just how amazing my skin looks when I take, and let's see if I can get it off with this rag and the water that I just used. Probably going to be making a mess, so I'm probably not going to. I have a bowl here, but it's like if I have my phone on it, so I don't want to move the bowl because then I have to reposition the phone and everything. I just want to sort of show you a little bit, and then because it makes my skin really soft. Like really soft. I know the light's not really good right now because I'm trying to just use natural light. And of course, the goal is not to rush. So it's like, I'm not even trying to rush this process too much. I'm really just trying to get it off enough to show you. Probably this is a better way. I did recently just discover this mask. When I was in LA, I came across a rose mask at one of these health food stores. And like I saved that rose mask forever. I tried to use just little bits of it. But with this, it's like I have an unlimited supply now, right? And I'm probably going to show you maybe where I got it from. I don't know. But it is near a waterfall that I discovered. Right? And so it's like, this is what happens when you are more in tune with nature. It's like you can, find all the things that you want sort of near you. And like the experience is so much better than having to go shop at a grocery store or click things online. Because it's like, you're really getting in tune. And then you know where things are in nature. So it's like, when I want herbs, I can go to this area. When I want a clay mask, I can come to this area. When I want some nettle, I go to where I know that I can get. Right? And then so it's a process, but I mean, just you watching me do this, you can see how much more you have. It's really a commitment. You have to be committed to yourself. Doing stuff like this, and they be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And that takes too long, and I'd rather just do IVF. But IVF is not that simple either. You have to inject yourself. You have to do things at the right time. There's a whole 2-week wait, Meanwhile, you're stressing during this 2-week wait. They're stressed out. It's painful injecting your abdomen with needles, taking this matol and that something matol when you could be, but just giving yourself the love and attention that you need. And so I really hope that this is the fertility method you need to. It doesn't even look like it. It doesn't look, I'm not talking about what hormone. I'm not talking about what drug to use. I'm purely talking about, how you are taking better care of yourself, right? And that will be reflected in your fertility. Okay? But thank you for watching. For those who just joined, you might want to check this video definitely to sort of get a better about. But basically, I was just showing how I'm using a face mask that with clay that I got from the earth myself, right? And basically put it on my skin, and the clay mask is going to help to extract toxins and impurity from your body, and this is going to help to regulate your hormones, which can also help to improve your fertility, right? Things like this, revamping your skincare routine, because I don't know a lot of Black women that think about way. I see, if you look online, you see all these Black women, they put whatever on their face, whatever foundation, whatever lipstick, whatever gloss, you know, whatever, without a thought about how this thing is affecting your fertility. And you're doing this every morning. You're doing this 3 or 4 times a day. So you are dosing yourself. You're literally dosing yourself through your skin, just like how you have, just like how you have, just like how you have hormone replacements. Clue what you are doing when you put all this stuff on your face 3 or 4 times a day. Your hormone, this is the real hormone replacement, when you are putting chemicals on your skin through makeup all day. And you know, I do wear makeup, again, trying to get more into wearing makeup, but it's like to wear too much of that, those type of products that are readily available, again, because they contain a lot of synthetic phthalates and all types of plastics and petroleums, you know, and so forth, that I don't want build up in my skin. So what I do is I definitely make sure that I wash my face, and I am, again, in search of organic makeup and organic cleanse. Like, I make a lot of my stuff anyways, so that's one thing I highly suggest that you do. If you do want to wear makeup, you got to learn how to make this stuff yourself. And I know if you're busy and all that it doesn't make sense, and it might seem like something that's harder to do, but these are the things that you have to do that's going to really, really help you, right? And then it also would behoove you to reconsider the type of lifestyle that you're living that requires you to hurry up and rush and put on makeup without having the chance to think about what's going into it, without being into just rubbing on some black stuff on your face that, you know, was made in a lab or, you know, a factory somewhere, and you don't know what they're using, you don't know what byproducts they're using. Whereas I can go and get coal, and I can come back up in here and I can pour some of my olive oil, and I can make my own eyeliner. I can, you know, I can make stuff out of that, right? Or I can go into my herb pantry and I can pull out some cocoa powder, right? And I can pull out some beeswax. I can make my own foundation or my own eyeshadow, right? So that is the type of thing that is really, really better that I see for, you know, improving your fertility. And if you want to use skincare, makeup, and beauty. I'm rubbing some olive oil on my face, on my hands right now. I'm gonna put on my face. I probably put too much olive oil. Okay. And like, you could look at this shine already. Okay. Right. And so this is another thing that helps to improve your fertility. This is a massage, right? You carry fluid, lymph fluid, again, in your face, and toxins. So let me just get some of this oil off. Putting it in my hair because I put a little too much. Oops. I went and pulled the rag right out the water. I was trying to rub my hands off, and I went and pulled the rag right out the water and dragged all that water with me. Okay, so just wanted to get some of that off. All right, so massage your face in the morning after all that. Okay. And again, because I'm just using water from the bowl, there's a little bit of particles on my face from the wax still, so I definitely don't want to go too rough. But obviously, when you use it all, so you can massage your skin. This is one method where you just use your about 25 times, and you want to come down to your temples, right? Come down to your temples, and it will feel so good. It'll feel weird at first if you're doing it for the first time, but it will feel so good over time. You'll actually want to feel this more. Okay, another method is to like use your index and middle finger and sort of do circles, and then get to your temples and hold. Okay, and then to your eyebrow area and hold, and then you want to press at the nose And you want to go there and hold. Do it again at the nose. And hold. Again at the base of the nose. Okay, and you would be doing this more than I'm doing it. Like you would repeat back at the same spot maybe 2 or 3 times to get the lymph all out. But again, I got little particles, so I'm not trying to do it too much. I'm not trying to scrape my skin at all. It's not really gonna cut me or anything. It's just, I just want to be extra delicate with my skin right now because it feels so good. Like it really, really is good. But I need to actually rinse my face off better than, because me making this video, rinse my face off. And then you do under the nose, right? And you sort of try to bring it back up again as well to that area. Or you can just go to the neck, because you also have point nodule, where as you press, it'll help to drain the fluid from your face. So do the same thing. You can get it. You can do that a couple times. Circles, small circles. And then under here, you do the same thing as well. You can do small, or you can just sort of just drag it a little bit. Okay, and so if you were to spend about 15 minutes just doing your face like that, you would be draining the fluid. And some of you, if you have a lot of mucus, I remember the first time when I discovered this technique, mucus was coming out. Mucus was running out of my nose. Mucus was running out of orifices in my face that I didn't know, well, I knew I had, but you know, you can drain a lot of mucus out of your body that way. And so what you do afterwards is, again, you want to help to get all the fluid down into your lymph channel. So you gotta pull it down through your neck on both sides. So you just pushed it all there. Okay. And so again, you want to make sure that you got some oil in your hands, and you do this. And then what you would do after that is you would push it out to you got some lymph nodes here. You want to push it out to your lymph nodes right near your armpit area. Right? And so that's one way that you could do a facial cleanse, right? So people pay money to do all this, lots of money, but you can do this at home. And so I just gave you a whole face mask and facial that you could do at home. So I really hope that this helps you. I hope it's something that you can start to implement into your daily life. Let me know if you like this video. Let me know if you like these tips, and I definitely would love to make more. So skin is popping, and it's not even, I'm not even sitting in the best spot. I tried to sit somewhere different today, because there really is a lot of light that comes in this room, but I got the curtains closed. Silly me, right? But let me know though if you like this video, and I definitely will make some more like this. If you again want to find out how you can yoni steam and improve your fertility at home, make sure to click the link in the bio or the description, and you can download your free yoni steam for fertility checklist. Okay, step-by-step instructions on how to yoni steam, and you can also find out how to get some more yoni steams. So take care. Thank you. Make sure someone who is trying to increase their fertility, someone who maybe wants to sort of go more natural, but still wants beautiful skin, right? Or anybody who you think might like this video. So thank you. I'm Natty, your natural fertility coach, signing out. Make sure at www.natasiawinter.com/free fertility resources so you can find out how to get. Take care.